Well, I'm here now at the heart of Stream with the maestro of Stream himself, Carl Hartman. Very nice to see you, Carl.
David, it's always great to see you.
Carl, we're, I suppose, halfway through now, the first part of Stream. What do you want people to come away with tomorrow afternoon when they leave the wonderful Miami?
Well, I think there's a couple of things. The first is that, and this is perhaps a selfish thing, but I really want them to come away thinking WPP really does have a smart collection of thinkers and capabilities, and when they all come together in an integrated fashion, it's sort of unbeatable, and that we're helping lead them to growth. I think that's sort of what I'm hoping that at least our clients feel, and even agency people.
One of the really nice things about the session so far is they've been very free thinking. They've been a really nice mix of sort of formal and informal. Do you think that type of approach actually helps us get away from the day-to-day, think the unthinkable, and then really do some interesting things for our clients?
I mean, I think that the atmosphere and environment and some of the cues that come across with that are incredibly important. And, I think the reason Stream is the unconference, the reason that this original event was started was because most of it's just bullshit. And nobody likes sitting in a conference room in a hotel room and hearing somebody blather on PowerPoint slides. So I think this is a much more human way of communicating. And like I said in the speech, most conferences aren't set up for the attendees. They're set up for a bunch of other audiences. So we really wanted this to be attendee-centric, getting people in a creative environment, open, and I do think it allows us to get away with things that you couldn't in a normal conference.
Now, Carl, you've spent a number of years running a very large WPP agency. You're now the Chief Executive Officer of Redfuse. From your experience, given all the changes that's going on in our industry and our clients' industry, what are the things that are keeping our clients awake at night at the moment?
Well, I think there's really one thing. Most of our clients are established companies, multinationals, and the playing ground has shifted. It used to be Colgate worried about Procter, they worried about Unilever, they worried about GSK. Now they're worried about a bunch of brands they've never even heard of. And so all of a sudden everything's changed. The media environment's changed. All the barriers to entry that they had protecting them for decades are gone. You and I could start something and put it on Amazon tomorrow. They don't care.
Should we do it?
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. I've got a few ideas for today, actually.
Me too. So I think that's the problem, is that the areas they were protected in the past are completely gone, and now the competition has changed dramatically.
Now, you as a CEO of a large WPP agency, in the same way as our clients are going through a lot of change, a lot of thinking about doing things in a new way, are you doing that as well with the structure and the way in which you want to organize your teams?
Well, I think that the world is changing, and we just need to get on with it. There's a Buddhist saying that the only thing constant in life is change. And so my feeling is with Colgate and Redfuse, if we haven't reinvented ourselves every single year, we're behind. So I would say that for every agency. Every agency, it isn't like you set your strategy and your positioning and then you're off for 10 years. I think we need to have constant reinvention so that we can position ourselves for the change that's coming.
Change is always constant, and in the commerce sphere, as you know very well, the last sort of 5 or 6 years has been sort of turbocharged change. Are you optimistic or pessimistic for commerce in the future?
I'm very optimistic. I mean, I don't think it's going to be easy, but the collision of everything means that every touch point should have a buy button. You should, as a consumer, you should be able to buy anything you want, anywhere you want, and the divisions between long-term brand building and short-term sales don't exist anymore. But it does, I think some of the foundational principles still matter. If you get caught on the promotional cycle and don't care about your brand, you're going to be lost. But I think now it's almost like we all need to be generalists and realize that everything we're doing is related to everything else we're doing.
Carl, one of the reasons that this event has worked so well is the team that have put it together. I just want to say Michelle from your team has done a sensational job. So on behalf of everybody here at Stream, please do say a big thank you to her.
Well, she's a superstar, so nobody steal her. But she's, I think there's a whole team, Angela Burton, Yanina Ehrman, the Stream team. So I think operationally we're getting really good at these things. And I think we'll continue to improve every year, but I couldn't be happier. And the audience, and I'm sure you felt it, the audience dynamic and the energy that you get from the audience is unlike anything I've seen. So,
well, Mita, we've been here for a day. I'm brimming with thoughts, ideas. I can't wait to sort of get back and start to implement some of those. So, should we set our diaries for next year's Stream Commerce? 2020. Wow.
Absolutely, right here, same time, same place.
Carl Hartman, CEO Redviews, Maestro of Stream Commerce. Thanks very much, Steve, for joining me.
All right, and try not to screw up the Alibaba thing later.
Well, it's always the first time.
All right, David, thank you.
Okay. Marvelous. Thanks.